What's OpenID AuthZEN?
Well, it is finally introducing some interoperability into the authorization space. We've had many different kinds of authorization implementations over the years, and it is that kind of thing. Well, how does this thing work with that thing? Do we have an adapter in the middle? And it's something we got together as a group a few years ago now, and tried to look at the space and figure out, are there some relatively simple things where there's a lot of overlap that we can standardize? So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the work started in the summer of 2023 in Vegas, and it was really acknowledging the fact that different apps, different services, different SaaS, different costs, different databases handle authorization differently. And of course, when that happens, Jerry, we end up with these silos of different ways to tackle access control. So people might have heard terms like AD groups or role-based access control or attribute-based access control, or maybe infrastructure policies inside of infrastructure, or even code, or some clouds like AWS and GCP provide something called Cloud IAM, which is a way to configure the identity and access management piece of those clouds. And then, of course, the older you go, the further away you go, the more likely you're going to find custom logic inside of applications that try to tackle authorization, right? So it is a very disconnected world. It is a very opaque world where each and every app, each and every service do authorization in whichever way they want or can. And therefore, if you want to answer the question, hey, I wonder what Alice can do in my system, you don't really know the answer, right?
Yeah, and I think especially for developers, this is really going to be a brand new world where all of that custom logic that you mentioned here, now they have a single set of APIs that they can utilize in their applications, and have the confidence that on the other side, a PDP that's implementing this same API specification will be able to interoperate with them. So hopefully it really simplifies the world for the application developers out there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the developers. It's interesting to see also the evolution of the space where, 15 years ago, the authorization startups of those days would focus very much on the IAM landscape and the security landscape. It was all about making sure you had the right policy in place to bolt things down. But then the newer startups or the newer initiatives like Topaz or Cerbos, they're very much about the developer experience. It's very much about saying, well, hang on a minute. You have a building block for databases. You have a building block for authentication. You have a building block for OAuth flows. You really need a building block for authorization, so you don't have to reinvent the authorization wheel every time.